This guy saw that his crush got up from her desk. He noticed she had fallen asleep and left a whole puddle of drool behind, and when she left, he actually tasted it. What he didn't expect was waking up the next day feeling like trash. It all started when the teacher announced that a new transfer student was joining the class. He told her to come in. Dude was just joking around with his friend when he looked up and saw her. The teacher asked her to introduce herself, but she just said, "Nice to meet you all." And by some crazy coincidence, she ended up sitting right next to him. As she was about to sit down, he introduced himself. "I'm Tsubaki Akira. If you ever need help, just ask." She just nodded and said, "Okay." At lunchtime, everyone was eating, but she was dead asleep, and he couldn't stop staring. Some girls came over trying to invite her to eat with them, but she just said, "No thanks. I'd rather be alone." My guy was just sitting there like, okay, that's kind of weird. By the end of class, everyone was exhausted, but then out of nowhere, she started laughing to herself. And then, boom! She let out this loud-ass laugh in the middle of class and literally fell over from laughing so hard. She apologized and said she just remembered something funny. From that moment on, she was labeled the class weirdo. She kept sleeping during every break, and because she acted so strange, no one really talked to her. Then one day, after class, he realized he forgot his lunchbox at his desk and went back to get it. That's when he saw her, still asleep, even after school ended. He sighed. She's hopeless. Her name was Mikoto Urabe. He called out, "Urabe, it's time to go home." After some effort, he finally woke her up. She lifted her head, and for the first time, he saw her eyes. At that moment, it hit him like a truck. Love at first sight. He had never actually seen her eyes before because her bangs always covered them. Nervous, he told her class was over. She seemed to get it and started leaving. But before she left, he pointed out she had some drool on her chin. When she was gone, he looked at her desk. The drool was still there. And for some reason, his brain just shut off. He thought about Urabe's drool, and then he licked it, and the worst part? He said it was sweet. Then it hit him. Wait, and what the hell am I doing? He grabbed his lunchbox and got the hell out of there. That night, he couldn't stop thinking about her eyes. He even dreamed about her. The next day, during PE, dude was not okay, barely holding on, and then he passed out. Urabe just looked at him like, yeah, I knew it. The teacher checked on him and said his fever was insanely high. So they took him to the infirmary, and at that moment, Urabe was probably thinking, yep, he definitely licked my drool. Things got serious. He missed school for days. His best friend even asked the teacher if he was okay. The teacher said his fever still hadn't gone down. It was so bad that he might be out for a while. His sister was like, this isn't normal. Why isn't his fever getting better? Then, ding dong, the doorbell rang. His sister was like, who the hell is that? She opened the door and the person said, hey, I'm a classmate. I brought some school papers for him. Then they asked if they could come in. His sister called out to him and he said, yeah, whatever, let them in. But he thought it was his best friend Eno. Instead, Urabe walked in. She asked how he was feeling. He said, not great. Where are the papers? And she just said, what papers? Then she sat on his bed and said, this fever isn't normal. And then she hit him with, I know exactly why you're like this. A week ago, he woke her up and licked her drool. She told him she wasn't gonna laugh or make fun of him, but she wanted him to tell the truth. With no way out, he admitted it. Then he asked, wait, yeah, but are you okay? Like, why the hell did licking her drool make him sick? Was there some kind of chemical or bacteria in her saliva?